Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Bravehearts all around the world, okay? First of all, let me just say this. I hope that you have the best day of your life until tomorrow. I hope that you realize that all I want to teach you is that you have to live in the moment. If you lived in the moment, we wouldn't be talking about what we're going to talk about today. And what is that? Neck pains and migraines. Neck pains and migraines. Now, this is going to be part one. There could be a part two, and there could be a part three, because look just because I'm doing something for free, I need to be thorough about it. Okay, I want to be as thorough as possible. I want to make sure that if you have a problem or you don't want a problem with having neck pains or migraines, that I'm giving you the best that I can give you. Okay, so I'll just take my Teslas off for now. But if my eyes start to burn from these phones, then I'm putting them back on. So don't think that it's because of the sun that's behind me, but it's the blue light poisoning that's the big deal. Okay, so here we go. All right, first of all, let's tackle headaches and migraines. Just know this, and this is the truth. The first problem with getting headaches and migraines is dehydration. You heard what I said, okay? Your brain, compared to all the other organs, okay, it uses 3 to 6 times more energy than any other organ in the body. If your brain gets overheated, and the best way to overheat your brain is with blue light poisoning, okay, and blue light, well, somebody says blue light poisoning, never heard of it. Well, understand something. I wear these Teslas all the time, except when I'm on with you guys. These are my sunglasses. I wear these when I go to a movie. I wear these when I'm on the computer. I wear these when I'm looking at my phone. These are not so dark, I can read everything. If you do not want brain damage, if you don't want migraines, if you don't want neck pains, okay, if you don't want eye strains and eye disorders and diseases, you would stay completely away from a computer, a phone, or even your LED TV, or also your LED lighting in your house. It radiates your blood. So first of all, I'm going to tell you this. Do your homework before you start throwing rotten eggs at me, because that's what people do. As soon as they hear something they've never heard before, they go on the attack mode. You might want to understand something, that your perception is personal, but perspective is different. So put yourself in other people's shoes, okay, and then you can live in this planet a lot better. So do some homework and some research. Blue light poisoning is worse than the 5G, 6G poisoning right now. We're getting it 24/7. Most of you have burning eyes and headaches, anxiety, nervousness, stress in your neck, okay, and then pains throughout your head, depending where physical blocks are. So you've got to look at blue light poisoning. Tesla glasses cost about the same as a pair of Maui Jims. They're like designer in the way, but understand, I'm going to get away from this, so this is not a product thing. Somebody just asked me here by the name Shulonda, so I'm going to give her a full answer. She's never heard of blue light before. This is not a sales pitch, so get that, okay? Just so you know, I don't have to sales pitch anymore. That's over for me, okay? Now, so just know this, blue light is continually radiating our blood. I hope you get that. That's why they made incandescent lighting basically illegal in the United States. You're going to have to special order your incandescent bulbs for your house. That's the best way to go. Or full spectrum lighting, which costs more. But the reality is all your LED lighting, you are understanding what you're doing. You're actually creating, are you ready for this? We call adhesions in the core. These are called adhesions. Scar tissue in the core is called adhesions. You get that through cesarean. The worst thing is cesareans for surgery. And how many people know that cesareans are the most done surgery on women? Second to that would be hysterectomies for women. And just know this, it never has to happen, the hysterectomies. That's because the woman actually rotted out. Let me get back on, but she rotted out. She was pooping in her pelvis, whether you like it or not. And she created so much inflammation, scar tissue formation, calcification, crystallization. She choked off her holy grail, her root chakra, which is her pelvis. Let's get back to this. So blue light will actually, all light, okay, all frequencies and all light, when they hit the eyes, okay, what do? They actually go to the brain. Did you know that your eyes see nothing? Your eyes see nothing. They only pick up light and frequency. All of the images that you have, this whole movie that's going on called Your Story, Your Movie, okay, those images are created by your brain. The optic nerve in the eyes is actually backwards, and it's to slow down the light. It's to slow down the frequencies so that it can be transmitted at a level that the brain can actually make it into images. And that's why you have the different colors, you have the different images. This is what we see, right? This is what we see. Now, just know this. So I'm just going to say this. You are actually creating what we call lesions, not adhesions. Adhesions are for the core, lesions are for here. And if you think that this doesn't cause Alzheimer's, if you think this doesn't cause dementia, if you think this doesn't cause ADD, if you think that actually blue light doesn't increase every negative symptom in your body, you're crazy. And understand, when your mouth is burning, okay, that's dehydration. And you'll get that burning mouth because of the brain is burning. You will get burning eyes because your brain is burning. You'll get dry eyes because you're dehydrated and you're blue light poisoned. I hope you're getting this. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Oh, I don't have it here. But structure unit, we sell them. We'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee. You'll hydrate 1,000% better than any other water. No batteries, no moving parts. You can take it and put it under any tap around the world. You don't have to filter the water. You can run it straight through a structure unit. Do your homework. Now, everything is frequency. Remember, I told you that. And guess what? The psychological overrides the biological, and frequencies create everything. They turn cancer on, they turn cancer off, they turn you on, they turn you off. So understand that frequencies and light is what we are. We come here as spirit beings. And guess what? This is the invisible war that there's fighting against us now with the whole 5G, 6G, all the way to 10G. People don't even know there's 10G out there. And the reality is the blue light, they're getting it everywhere from the LED lighting, like I said, from your phone, right? And how many people know that more than 3 minutes on any blue light system is already causing an acidic, inflammatory problem that creates scar tissue in the body? Welcome to your world. So if you don't want to get Tesla glasses and pay the money, you better not be going on your phone, you better not be going on your computer, and you better not be turning on the lights in your house if they are LED lighting. I hope you're getting this. And for those of you that are putting the iPad or the phone in front of your 1-year-old, your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old, you're causing brain damage before they even create their systems properly. You're actually creating damage. Okay, let me tell you something. I just find it so surprising how people are just not attentive to what's going on out here. So I'm not going to rattle on about the blue light, but understand it's a big deal. I'll take these off. Like I said, if my eyes start to burn, I put them back on. And it's not because of dehydration. I do approximately 4 to 6 quarts a day. I weigh about 778 pounds. And the reality is, if I were to go by what you go by and everybody else goes by, I might get my 6 glasses or 8 glasses a day. Meanwhile, I double that. And look at this. You want to see this? See, that's kind of brown looking. I don't want to pour it out. Why is it brown looking? Because half of that is beet and carrot, and the other half is green juices. So what I'll do is I'll do at least 2 quarts of green juice a day, okay? All right? So everything is about energy. You need to get this. How much frequency and energy is in a donut? Oh, well, did you see the 0 in the middle of the donut? Well, that's how much is in there, okay? So here we go. Let's get away from this stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is this might be a 3-parter, and it's called neck pains and migraines. Now, here's the thing. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through clapping. Can the Celsonic remove facial wrinkles and double chins? Yes, but when you go to somebody with a Celsonic, they are also a certified Wolf non-surgical therapist, and they will go in and they will do the Celsonic first, and then they'll go in and then they'll, with their elbow, they'll lovingly pull the scar tissue apart and goodbye, baby. If somebody wants to come, I'm in Florida right now, in Bonita, Florida. I mean, give me a call. I mean, you know, I'd love to do a live. You know, I could show you that I could get rid of at least 50% to 70% of a double chin in one treatment. You know, and the jowls, all that stuff, all that's BS. Nobody needs to have this stuff. I'm 67, you know, and take a look at me when I'm 177, 87. You'll see. Love my green shake and can't beat this juice. Beautiful. Okay, so anyways, and for those who don't know, every 2 weeks we have what's called the Power Pack, and we come on and talk about Celsonic. It's the most powerful device, energy medicine device in the world, 25,000 volts put into a love harmonic. This is not a sales pitch, it truly is. It'll decalcify. It will take a fibroid tumor and shut the sucker down. I won't say it'll stay shut down because you've got to create a perfect day, right? I mean, do you know how to love and care for yourself? No, 1 out of 10,000 people actually do that. I mean, it's called self-awareness. That's really what we call being awake. You'd have to be self-aware. Most people aren't self-aware because they believe it's selfish. Let me keep going. So what I'm going to do in part 1 is I'm going to show you how you get rid of, and you got to create a new program. Do you understand? You only have migraines and headaches and neck pains and shoulder pains because you have a program that creates this. Okay, you may think it's normal because everybody else in your house has headaches or shoulder pains or neck pains, but understand something. That's because people really don't know how to stay in the present moment, how to stay connected to the lion heart breathing. 3, 2, 1, I got this. You know, they just don't know that in the present moment, it's the only place you can do any changes in your life. And let's make this perfectly clear. And I mean this. Only 1 out of 1,000 people are actually in the present moment more than 2% a day. So we really know that people don't change. And we really know that people could change, but they'd have to crack the coconut from the inside out and actually realize that they've been programmed from 0 to 7 to off themselves and everybody else around them. But we all think it's normal, and this is as good as it gets because majority rules. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing skin brushing, clapping, and I'm going to show belly button therapy. And I'm going to go and I'm going to show one shot therapy today. That's a lot, I know. And then I'm going to actually, one shot therapy where I actually take the bottom of an edge of a bottle and I actually go in there and start breaking up the crystallization and the scar tissue. And then I'm going to show what I would do if I had like a headache behind my eyes, if I had a sinus headache, okay? Or if I had an occipital headache, or if I had a frontal lobe headache. But I'm going to tell you the general routine here. And basically, if you did not have anxiety, and you're going to go, oh, well, that's kind of stupid, Daryl. Everybody's got anxiety. No, I don't. I don't allow myself to be anxious for more than 30 seconds because any more than that, I would do damage. You know, you cannot dump adrenaline and cortisol into your body for more than 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Do you know why? That's the way the human body was built. Because if you really, truly were fearful and anxious, then guess what? That would mean that something is threatening your life. But for most of you, you die 1,000 deaths every day because you tell the same BS story over and over again, and you release adrenaline all the time, which is actually why you feel old, you look old, and why you feel that life's a chore. Okay, so let's make that perfectly clear, okay? Now, the reality is that if you learned how to become the master of your emotions, that's the key, mainly with migraines or any pain in the body, okay? Absolutely any pain, and staying youthful and staying in the present moment. So you've got to get that. So here's some tricks you can do. First of all, just so you know this, instead of reaching for the Tylenol, the Advil, or the any anti-pain medication, understand that the actual problem that actually caused the migraine, actually caused the headache, that actually caused the neck pain or the shoulder pain is still there. All you did was take a drug and tell your body to shut up, to stop sending messages to your brain that you're all knotted up, okay, that you're acidic and that you're on fire. But that's still raging. The fire's still raging. You're still creating more scar tissue, pulling more calcium from your bones. So guess what? The drugs, I understand, sometimes you maybe need to do it, but the reality is the more drugs you take, the closer you are to surgery, okay? Because you're just cutting off the information communication to the brain that you're on fire, that you're in pain. Adrenals burn out cause lots of problems. Adrenals burn out for one problem only. We keep pushing the adrenaline button. That one reason, that's it, no other reason. And guess what? Because you believe that your personality, okay, is who you are. And we are not our personality. If you want to change your personality, you change your reality, okay? If you want to change your life, you change your perception, okay? So the reality is this: if you're fearful, then you are an illness. You're a walking, talking illness. Good day. Can you or Dr. Sage give a treatment Thursday? Sonia, you can give me a call at 469-861-8884 when I'm done here, because I'm coming back on at 1 Eastern Standard Time today to actually do a consultation on a lady that's very emotionally out of alignment and nutritionally. So if you want to join me, I'll be live again today, Eastern Standard Time, 1 o'clock. But you can call me and we can see what we can do. It's pretty short notice because Thursday we're up and gone. Sage is heading to Australia to do a wolf non-surgical certification. So if anybody from Australia sees this, he'll be in Melbourne, and in 3 weeks, I made a mistake. He's going there to do a personal treatment and training in 3 weeks. And he's also going to be doing treatments for 3 weeks in Australia. He's booked already for 2.5 treatments, 2.5 weeks. But he will be going back in February to do a wolf non-surgical certification in Melbourne. If people are interested, go to braveheartnation.com. Okay? All right? But I don't know, Sonia, if we'll be able to do you. But we can give you to one of our master trainers, because guess what? Simran's here still, and she's an unbelievable non-surgical therapist. So call me, I'll get you hooked up with her. All right? All right, so let's get back to this. So understand something. If you were in alignment, if you stayed in harmony with yourself, if nothing from the outside world could cause you to be triggered, because think about it. What is it? It's action, reaction, action, reaction. What if we didn't have action, reaction? What if there was all kinds of garbage going on in the world and we just connected to our Lionheart breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, wore a slight smile? You would never be dumping your adrenals. So understand, whoever said there's many reasons why your adrenals get into trouble, that's BS. That's a dysfunctional belief system. It's because we get stressed out. Now here's the problem, and I'm going to tell you why. Here's the problem when you allow yourself to get high off adrenaline. And I did say that. Now, just so you know, 99% of the population gets high on adrenaline, not on serotonin, not on dopamine, not on oxytocin, or endorphins. They get high on adrenaline and cortisol. Now, understand something. That high you're going to pay a heavy price for. A heavy price. Because when you tap onto your adrenals and you dump that adrenaline, most of you, are you running away from a tiger? Or are you running away from a paper tiger? When you're running away from a paper tiger that has no teeth, you're sitting down, you're not even going to go anywhere. Remember something, you can only dump adrenaline for 3 minutes. You dump it longer than that and you cause damage to the human body. And the reason why is because adrenaline is such a high-powered hormone that it becomes highly acidic. And that creates inflammation. But if you actually were to get up, and run, when you get the adrenaline, now you burnt it off. Or if somebody says something to me and it kind of is going to push the stress button, you've only got 1 second. 3 to 1, I got this. 3 to 1, that's the old me. 3 to 1, I'm not going there. If you were to turn the anxiety into excitement, What would that excitement? What are you talking about, Daryl? There's wars all over the place. The world's coming to an end. You know, if you were to turn it into excitement, like I got this, they're BSing. Everything out there is a lie, and everything in here almost is a lie because we've been programmed that way. But nothing in here is a lie. So you always want to put your finger to your heart when you start to feel stressed out and become heart smart. And stay grounded and get in the present moment. Nobody wants to hear this. They just want to pop the pill, have the thrill, and then cut off the communication information to the brain, and then they want to just burn up and become like a piece of beef jerky. And then that's called old age. So right off the bat, this is called belly button therapy. You can go take a look at it. I don't have time to go through the whole thing. I will do in the next week or two just belly button therapy. But what you do is, in belly button therapy, is you're just going to put it to your belly button, and you first just start like this, a pumping action, okay? And then what we're going to do is then we're going to go around the clock. So, you know, we're up like this, we're like this, we're like this, and we're going to do the same pumping action. Understand something. Why don't you do some homework and find out that this releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins more than any drug or any type of anything. It does. So you might want to do that 3 times a day, okay? And then any of you that have that understand about breathing, if you have a structure unit, you can put it upside down, the small end, and breathe through that and structure the air coming to your brain, and that'll bring you back right away as well. But belly button therapy takes 5 to 7 minutes, dumps more dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins than anything else. And guess what? If you don't believe me, then I want you to do some type of stretch, like go try to touch your toes, stretch to the side, or do some kind of stretch with your arms, and then do the belly button therapy, and you'll have a 20 to 25% more stretch. And that is more stretch than you would have if you did an hour of yoga. Did you get that? I hope you got that. Okay, now, so that's the first thing. If you can keep on bringing your back. So when you do the belly button therapy, if you do Lionheart breathing, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, right? That's going to connect to you. You do know that oxygen is the key to living. So let's breathe slowly and deeply. Now, remember what I said, though. I did tell you that most cause of problems above here on a physical level are dehydration, especially the brain. You need to remember that. Or it's blue light poisoning. Because blue light poisoning, you know, I'm going to tell you something right now. Before blue light came out, you could drink a ½ an ounce of water for every pound that you weigh. Now that blue light is out and all this EMF stuff, 3/4 of an ounce for every pound that you weigh. And that's minimal. That's minimal. Okay? I said minimal. And understand something. Don't you dare believe these medical doctors or these practitioners that tell you that if you drink too much water, okay, you're going to dilute the nutrition, that you're going to burn out your kidneys or you're going to drown. What? I mean, seriously, who makes up this stuff? Okay, who makes up this stuff? Okay, let me see here. Teresa, what about the detox? What do you use? Because there's a lot of things on the market. Well, what do you mean? First of all, structured water is your best detox. Give me 1 second and grab the structured water unit. Okay, here's a structured water unit. So with a structured water unit, I put this under any tap anywhere around the world. And I know you're not going to believe this. Now you're going to go, this guy's a whack job. That's okay. You might as well get in line with everybody else that believes it. But I will put this under any tap around the world and run the water through here. There's no filter. And then I will drink the water because structuring supersedes filtration. You can filter water or buy filtered water. But the reality is the vibration of the drug, the chemical, the heavy metal, the viral is still in the water. I do this, the physical can still be in there because there's no filtration, but guess what? Frequency supersedes physical. End of story. End of story. That's actually science. And I don't expect people to believe it. And it's not because they're dumb. It's because this sounds ludicrous. I get it. So if you drink structured water, you've got 1,000% better hydration on your cells. Do you think that's going to help with a headache? Okay. The other thing is you can get a little plastic tip, and when you breathe, like if I heard something really traumatic, okay, I don't need to do it, because guess what? I know you may not believe this, but I can hear anything today, any drama. It doesn't matter. I am not going to lose my stuff. I am going to stay right here. I'm going to connect to my breath, put a slight smile on. People might think, well, he's mentally challenged, but I don't really care. I'm not destroying myself. And in our family, we don't measure our love by how much we suffer for each other. That's bullshit. That is bullshit, and that's every family, and they do that. So don't ask yourself where the autoimmune diseases come from, when autoimmune disease means the body's attacking itself, which means that you attacked yourself way before the disease was ever there, because the emotional creates the physical. Okay, so anyways, we talked about this, and I'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee, guys, that if you're not completely satisfied, you don't have to tell us why, just send it back, okay? I don't know what else you want, but we have it for house units, have it for pools, we have it for schools, but these things never break down. They never wear out, okay? Do your homework, and don't do your homework with me. Do it with someone else, and then prove it. Okay, next thing. So we're going to do the belly button therapy, because I just told you, if I did belly button therapy and it put me into like a really passive, relaxed, healing state, okay, before I do this rest of this stuff, right? Because remember something, if you have a migraine, if you have neck pain, okay, listen, this is what we do. Maybe not you, but this is what most people do. Nobody does anything for their body until it's broken. Your body's worth 0 until you're so sick. Yeah, that's right. Most people will never spend money on their body because we can be programmed so easy. Most people will never spend time on their body because we've been told that's a selfish act. I am going to do for me, first and foremost, before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, so that I can maybe become the light for others, to show that it is not selfishness. It's being centered into self and appreciating what God gave me, okay? So, I was created by God, and I'm going to act like it, okay? I'm not even sure what I'm doing down here, but I'll tell you one thing. While I am down here, I want to share as much information that I can, that everybody empowers themselves on an individual and really finds their authentic self, which is their spirit. Your spirit. Everything is about the spirit. Okay? All right. So anyways, do the belly button therapy first. Put yourself into a calmer state. Now, I already told you, I'm going to show you I'm going to show you skin brushing right now, and then I'm going to show you clapping. And you might think I'm ridiculous, but that's okay. I am ridiculous. So I'll show you the skin brushing. I'll show you the clapping, okay? And then I'm going to show you one-shot therapy, okay, on how to get rid of the lumps and the bumps. You got to get this, everybody. Okay, now, repeat this. I do not have shoulder pain unless I have a lump or a bump that is blocking the energy, the blood flow, and lymph flow. I do not have a headache unless I am blocking something on an emotional level and a physical level. And then that becomes a physical block. If you notice it, most headaches occur in the same place, okay? And guess what? They recur in the same place because the circulation is the worst in that area. And the reality is when you contract all the time, you constrict your blood flow. You constrict your energy flow. And when you do that, you can go and get a bad headache. And then it could be with you and the headache's going to be with you as long as it takes for you to lay down, calm down, okay, and learn how to start loving yourself. Oh, that would be a good one. You see, I'm going to take time to have a drink every 5 minutes. I don't want to become dehydrated because at the end of the day, I want to play. I'm not the same guy I was 30 years ago where I would go to work. My wife would say, so how was your day? Oh my God, it was hell. I just had to go through so much hell. Did I not realize what I was doing to my family? Because we base everything on suffering. So if you wonder why you got your headache, it's the end result of you feeling like you got to suffer for things. Okay, so here we go. So believe it or not, this is very powerful. It's got look at this. This is a skin brush. This is cactus fiber. This is made out of hemp wood. You can see it on our website. I will go in and I will skin brush and go like this. I'll skin brush like this. Now, why am I skin brushing? Well, for one thing, look at my neck. Okay, where's the wrinkles, guys? Come on, find the wrinkles. 67 years old. I'm not trying to brag. That's not what it's about. But when I'm skin brushing, I'm actually stimulating my nervous system to relax. I'm moving my lymph system. You'll never see me have a swollen lymph gland up here. That's constipation of the lymph nodes. Thank you very much. And so I'm gonna skin brush my neck. I'm gonna go back here. Look at this. See how I vibrate on my occiput? Because that's where a lot of people get headaches, back here. So you vibrate. You don't go like this. You vibrate. Look at this. And you go deep. I'm pushing hard and vibrating all around the occiput. The occiput area is right here. And I'm going to be showing you how to use a plate. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to show you how to use the plate. I call it the Chiro plate because once you use that, it becomes your Chiro for that part of your body, let me tell you. And that would be, how would you like to be able to release your occiput and not have any stress in there? And you want to do it at least once a day while you're laying in bed. I'm going to show you how to do that tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do it with a pure wave magnet too, if you really want to bring on the thunder. And then on tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to do the crab stretch, which will totally take from here up and totally make you feel so relaxed. You wait till you, and I want you to try to do this with me tomorrow too. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but come on and do it later because I'm really jammed up this week trying to show you guys a whole bunch of stuff and then do my work. And trust me, you're worth it. You're worth everything. Okay? So what I do is, and even here, if I had a problem here, I would really get in deeper and go in like this. See? Look. Just take the brush. Oh, if I had lymph node problem here, oh, Dr. Wolf, my lymph nodes, they really hurt. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to touch them. The doctor said if I touch them, I could cause cancer. Get in there and skin brush the lymph nodes. And you know what? If they're really tender, then just go lightly. Like I love you. Start off like that. And guess what? After 3 to 5 minutes, you'll be going this deep. You understand? You're so constipated, lymph node constipated, because you are constipated. It doesn't mean you don't go to the bathroom. It's what doesn't come out that kills us, let me tell you. Okay, so we're going to do the lymph node area. Okay, we're going to skin brush all around here. You're never going to have these jowls or double chin. I mean, really, seriously, who wants one of those? You want one of those? You probably have one of those. Okay, so we're going to come around here. We're going to go behind the ear. Always go behind the ear, because guess what? That's where your vagus nerve is, and then it runs down here. So we're going to go behind the ear. We're going to go in front of the ear, okay? And we're going to go under the ear, and then we're really going to do the neck. And right here is where most people have their neck problems, right? Yes or no? Well, that's because you're like this. Huh, what's going on? Oh, God, they're coming for us. They're coming for us again, Martha. What do we do? I don't know. Should we run? And then guess what? You're dumping the adrenaline and you're not running and you're not going anywhere. So now the adrenaline is so highly acidic that it's crystallizing you and it's causing scar tissue and calcification. And now you just gave them more money. Oh my God. Do you want to get back at these psychos? Then guess what? Calm down. Put a smile on your face. Connect to the lion heart breath. Mind your own business and go play with yourself and go and love your body well. That's what you should do. And don't be talking about no wars. Don't be talking about anything. You know, go in there and don't be attached emotionally to anything outside yourself. Just stop it. And don't be attached emotionally to your family either, because they're trauma queens too. You know, seriously, do you see how I exaggerate things? Because I need you to get this. Because they're coming hard this winter. And when they come hard, your family's gonna be cracking up, and you're gonna crack up, and then you're gonna be sick as a dog Where do you think all this turbo cancer is coming from? Turbo diabetes, turbo heart disease, turbo. You know what? Then turn the tap off, okay, of anxiousness, of anxiety, so you don't burn your brain out. And you're not dumping all this adrenaline, okay? So anyways, we're going to do the whole area. I'll even do up here. Look at this. I'll do up here. Now watch. Oh, and then guess what? Guess what? Now, okay, so just so you know this, I got 25% more hair than I had 10 years ago. Skin brushing, using an Avicin, I put my hand in it. It increases hair growth more than anything, but it increases microcirculation more than anything. It's called an Avicin. You can check it on my website. And then I clap my head. Last night I clapped for an hour and a half. My neck, my face, my head. I'm going to show you how I clap in a few minutes. But do you get the idea about the skin brushing? If you go into my library at docofdetox.com and you click on library, go in and click on the Healthy to 100 book. You get the book free, the PDF. And if you want to buy it, it's $15. And anyways, where did you get your brush at? We make them. I would never get... Walmart's brushes are so cheap. My brush, if you use it every day, is going to last you for 3 years. Okay? Cactus is made out of cactus fiber and hemp wood. Okay? I'm going to be coming on here as much as I can, everyone, until I start the world tour in January. But once I kick off the world tour in a stop in Mexico at the Cala Del Mar Resort, that's where we're going to be teaching Whole Life Coach, Wolf Non-Surgical, the Pelvic Course, and also the Braveheart Circle. We're doing all 4 of them in January. So if you want to come down and see us, this is a 4-diamond resort, okay? But I will be coming on here and showing you things as much as I possibly can, okay? All right? Okay, so the skin brush, you can do that every day. If you feel like you're a little bit tight, you could do it. And how much is that going to cost you, right? But anyway, let's keep moving, okay? So we did the skin brushing. Now, the next thing we're going to do, okay, oh, and also, even, my apologies, even your face, don't be afraid to skin brush. Look how hard I go. Look. At the beginning, look at this. Oh my God, wouldn't want to go too hard. Now, I'm not telling you to go hard. I'm telling you to go soft the first time, because guess what? You have been BS to so much, you know? Would you like to go to the best spa in the world? It's in your hand, okay? I taught you about the Epsom salt glow. I'm going to teach you about everything you can do at home. There's no better spa than you, okay? Just know that. There's no better practitioner than you, okay? There's no better hero than you, okay? So you can go and do lightly if you want, but I'll do the whole area. Look, get in here. I'll do it all. Look. I stay longer when I do it too. What? You don't want to look old? Then why don't you do something about it? Okay? All right. You don't want to feel old? Well, why don't you do something about it? Nobody wants to hear about you complaining anymore. Stop complaining. Stop explaining. Take massive personal action and go against the main thing that they tried to teach us since we got here. And that is, it's disrespectful to love yourself. And you better unconditionally love yourself, totally love yourself. Let yourself off the hook and allow time for yourself. The first hour of the day is called the hour of power. The last hour of the day is called the hour of power. That's because if you were to spend some time with yourself and do some of these things at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, that would help to create a perfect day. Okay? No, why don't you just get up and rush out of bed, grab a coffee, and then run to work, okay? And then come home all exhausted because you're not doing anything to respect the 50 trillion cells, the 500 trillion bacteria that make up your immune system, okay? All right, so now let's go to the clapping. Believe it or not, okay. So just so you know, last night I had a bit of a headache right here. And I felt some pain right here, okay? I did some Sonic to really loosen stuff up the other day, though, the day before. But last night, here, I want to show you, look, if you go to my clapping video in my library, it's all there. I mean, you're not going to do it. If you can't click docofdetox.com, click library, and then go in and watch the clapping videos. I'm going to show you how I start. Okay, you ready? So just know I don't wear, okay, any clothes when you clap. But for now, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do is the first place we're gonna start is our shoulders. And you're gonna, you know what? I'm using the bumpy side. You might wanna use the smooth side. And at the beginning, you're probably gonna have to go light because your subconscious is gonna tell you that you're an abusive human being, okay? So, you know, start off, I like to use the bumpy side. So I start off lighter, but this is how I do it, okay? And trust me, I do it this hard. And you see, now, am I going, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, 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 ooh, oh. I'll tell you why I'm not doing that. Because you were programmed that if you feel pain, to run away from it. If you feel any pain at all, it's abusive. And what you're going to do is try to ignore it, okay? You're either going to try to ignore it, or you're going to shut it down with drugs. Or you're going to go eat something, or you're going to go drink something, or you're going to go toke something. Yes or no? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to clap this area. You know how tight you are right here? If you got clapping, so you can't do it with your hand. Look at, if I do it with my hand, you're going to end up causing tension here. Because I'm using this, I'm not, look at this. Okay? And then once I've done the shoulder area, I'm telling you guys, I take an hour and a half to do this every second day. So I'll be watching something on YouTube, or I'll be doing something where I'm reading, but I'll still be clapping at the same time. So I just don't lay around. I'm not going to lay around, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, I'm going to clap, then I'm going to come in here to the corner of my neck where the knots are. And I'm going to clap this area. Okay? And then I'm going to clap all the way up, see? I'm going to clap the whole neck, so I've done the shoulder. I'm going to come up to the neck. Now, how long do you clap for? Until there's no pain. You clap till there's no pain. Now, you can believe this or not believe this, but why don't you go back and look at it? Skin cancer reversed. I just did that 4 days ago. It's a live video. This guy came to me 3 months ago. All I sold him was 4 different things. A clapper, okay? A skin brush, DMSO, okay? Frankincense, which is the strongest frankincense you can use. Okay, some C60. Some curcumin cayenne 5000. That was it. He didn't want to spend a lot of money. 3 months later, he goes to his doctor and says, I can't even find the skin cancer. Where was it? I'm not making this stuff up. It's right on video. You need to get this. I call BS. You want to go to a medical doctor, you want to go to a surgeon, they're going to give you the best of what they can, okay? But understand something. They can't do what you can do for you. Please get that. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll come up here. So, and then I'm going to do the other side. So I've done here, and I'm really going to clap. Look, guys. Now, you might think, oh my God, does he not feel this? That is abusive. No, I'd rather not manage my pain like 9,999 people out of 10,000. I'd rather master it. I know that I can go in here and do this clapping and not have any pain. I can feel free, baby. I can feel free as when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. I don't have to feel oldie, moldy, goldy like the rest of these 67-year-olds. And I never said all of them, just most of them. And I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to wake them up, shake them up, and tell them they can have it all. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other side. So I would come up here and do this side. Okay, so now I'm going to do, I will do the other side just in here and just to here, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do this. Look, listen. And then I'm going to come above the ear. Now, yeah, but Dr. Wolf, I have tinnitus. I've lost my hearing. We'll start off gradual with the clapping, okay? Because if you go too hard with the clapping and you start to break up the calcification, the crystallization, and try to get the circulation in, like I'll tell you right now, you see this ear here, my left ear? Well, guess what? This one here, 7 years ago, I'd go to bed every night with a ringing in my ear, and that's tinnitus. That's where the nerve from the inner ear goes to the brain and it's inflamed. okay? So I clapped. When I clapped, it would make it even louder, like you could, louder. So sometimes things will get a little bit louder or even more severe before they get better. But understand, I don't have any of this anymore, okay? Also, when I was early in my teenage years, until I was around my early 20s, I used to get migraines always around Thursday, and they'd be with me for like 3 days. I don't get those anymore. I remember when I was that young and I was already into natural health, but I was buying these bombs that were $8 each back then because I needed to shut it down. I couldn't even work. So tell me that I wasn't living with some guilt and didn't have a chokehold, huh? Seriously. Okay, so you're gonna come around the front, you're gonna go around the back, the top, and then around the back. Look, now back here, you'll see a lot of people will have a bump here, right here, there, right here. Put your hand there, it's a big bump. That's all scar tissue and calcification. And understand, this is from stress, okay, because your vagus nerve, this is all stress, and the muscles from the shoulders end right here. So you tighten this up all the time. So we have to go in and loosen that up. If you can see somebody with a Cellsonic, they could do 150 pulses, 100 pulses back here, and that would just crumble under my elbow and we get rid of it. But you're going to have to work harder at it when you're using a clapper and a skin brush and doing the one-shot therapy. What time is it? Don't even see the time. Okay, all right. Anyways, so now I've done here, I've done up here, I've done behind here, and you got to be thorough. You'll know it because it will feel vibrating, it will feel warm, it's going to be amazing, okay? And then what am I going to do? Well, now I've done this area here, okay? I'm going to do the same thing and do right around here, okay? And I'll show you how to do the face. I always leave the face till last because the most important thing that really takes the energy is this area, okay? And then I'll show you how to do the head and the face, and we'll see how much time we have. If I can't do the one shot, I'll do it tomorrow. But here's the deal. Once I've done that, then I'm gonna move to back here, okay? So here, take a look. So I'm gonna actually clap myself. And I'm gonna clap the C7 area. I'm gonna clap in between my shoulder blade and my spine, and my shoulder blade and my spine. These are the two areas you need to do back here, plus on your C7. Those of you who don't want to do it because you think it's dangerous, start off as gentle as you need, as slow as you need, okay? All right? You go as slow as you need because this is all programming, okay? Everybody's been programmed to not touch themselves, not touch their family, just freak out when something's wrong. Okay, so remember something, everything I'm doing here, it's up to you if you want to do it. I'm telling you what I would do if I was you. You take it from there. Because I have to speak like this because everybody's almost a victim today, okay? And everybody's crumbling today. Not everybody, but a large percentage of the population. Okay, so now I'm going to do my scapula. I'm going to do in between my scapula and my spine. I'm going to go right on my spine. Okay, I'm going to do in between the other scapula and spine, and then I'm going to do on the scapula. Now understand something. Mr. Jones, you've got stenosis, and that's where the nerve is actually dead in the spine. BS. You come to me with stenosis and they say they need to do surgery. It'll take us one treatment, especially with the Cellsonic and the non-surgical, and you won't have stenosis. It's calcification and scar tissue formation that's wrapped around there. If you actually spend some time with this God-given body, really, like, you know what? Okay, so Thursday is skin brushing. On Friday, I do my clapping. Okay, all right, but every day I do my pelvic squats, my crab stretch, so that I can open myself up, which I'll show you tomorrow, okay? All right, so anyways, now I'm gonna do my occiput. Look, my neck, C7, I'm gonna do C7, cervical spine. I take a lot longer in this. I told you I take an hour and a half. Now my occiput, look at this, right here. This is where you've got what's called your, okay, your atlas and axis, okay? You understand that? C1, C2. They freeze together. When they freeze together, they cut circulation off. Right here, I call this the middle eye of the upper body. And right in here, things will cause scar tissue and calcification. So we want to do the occiput, clean the middle eye, and the outer eyes. We call these two bumps here the outer eyes. So, go as hard as you want, soft as you want. If you're the type of person who feels pain for everyone, you probably won't even be able to do this. And that's called victimitis, which is the only really pandemic virus I can tell. But the reality is, so now we can do the rest of our head. You can use the smooth side or the bumpy side. This is called the chopper. This is called the chipper. So I will teach you more about this, but you'll see it in my clapping, because people who have like big scar tissue areas like on joints, they use this to chop away at them. Okay, 1 second. So now I'm gonna just do the rest of your head. Just do the same thing. Just get your own rhythm. You know, do this area. Like right now, I've got a ringing in my ear when I do this. Dr. Wolf, you could get a concussion. What about brain damage, Dr. Wolf? Go as slow as you want. And then when you feel the warmth and when you feel the circulation, hey, nobody else is going to do this for you. So you can do all the rest. And then when I do my face, look, I'll come up here, do this area, do the cheekbone first, come up in here, come across. Then I'll really do a lot of clapping in this area here. Then I'll even do under here, okay? Then I'll come over here and I'll do the same thing. Come up in front of the ear, jawbone, cheek, right? Do this area. Remember, this is about 20 minutes for the face, eh? And then I'm gonna come and I'm gonna do my forehead, right? Oh yeah, my forehead, look. Now, if you do it somewhere and it hurts, and that means you've got a block there. So you don't have to do it hard that you can't take it. What's it made out of? This is made out of rubber and silicone so that it will last, okay? And if you do it every day, one will last you about 2 years and it'll break down, okay? It gets a little flimsy. You know, I go through one of these about every year because I really go for it, right? Okay, but really, to replace them? Come on. All right, so anyways, now we've done the clapping thing. Now you're gonna try to tell me that if you were to just take, if you're the neck problem, migraine, headache, or just headache person, or sinus problem, or a sinus problem here, or are you gonna tell me that's not gonna help? Now what if you started doing this and you did the area where the headache keeps coming or the migraine keeps coming, and you did that every day? Well, you would be breaking up the calcification, the crystallization, the scar tissue formation. That's right. And you'll see when you start, you'll find if your headache was here in the temple, you'll find you'll have a whole line of stress coming all the way back and then down here and down your neck right into here. And then you'll find a knot right here. Isn't that something? So, you know what? Start to get to know yourself, okay? All right? Don't act like you don't like yourself. Let's fall in love with ourselves. Let's see if we can give that a good shot. Okay, now, I'm going to show you something here. So now we're going to do what's called one-shot therapy. Now, if you were around, you know that I did total knee restoration. I did total ankle restoration. You can go and see those videos up on YouTube or go to my Braveheart Nation Telegram. Braveheart Nation Telegram is probably the easiest place after, if you don't watch this on Facebook or you can't find something, go to Braveheart Nation Telegram. Just Telegram's great. Download Telegram, and you'll always see my stuff the very next day if you can't track it, okay? And just know my do-it-yourself guide has all this do-it-yourself stuff in it. All right, here we go. So I've got a headache here, okay? So first I would skin brush, then I would lightly clap, and then I would take this, and I take the edge, see the edge of this iodine bottle? Okay, see the edge? Okay, all right? So I'm going to take the edge of the iodine bottle, and where I get the headache all the time, you're going to find a scar tissue calcification knot. You're going to find a calcification knot, deposit, and you're going to find scar tissue. Why aren't you going in there and just breaking it apart? So go in there. Look at, see right here? There's a little bump right here, right? This used to be huge. When I was climbing in Kathmandu, I was up about 10,000 feet. I actually cut right down to the bone when I was too close to a ledge and I tried to jump, and they had to use fish wire, and it was about that long. My cut was right to the bone. So anyways, when I went down to the bottom of the mountain, by the time I got down there, and then I got the stitches, and then I flew back to Canada, and I got the stitches out in Canada, guess what? They missed a stitch. So 2 years later, I find this stitch, but I kept telling them that I knew there was a stitch hidden in here. So they kept going in with a razor blade, and it made a huge bump of scar tissue and calcium. Because the more, okay, say this out loud to yourself, the more inflammation I have, the more scar tissue formation and calcification I'm going to cause in my body. So the more I dishonor and disrespect myself, eating, drinking, and thinking, I will become a stiff old man or woman. That's it. Because what's wrong with you, Grandpa? Why are you so stiff? Well, because it's full of scar tissue and crystallization and calcification, and even natural health practitioners don't even understand this. It's the craziest thing. I will never be crippled, and none of my clients or patients will be crippled either, okay? If they can love themselves enough to actually do something for themselves without feeling selfish, okay? All right, so it doesn't matter where. You see what when I go down, like, see, when I'm coming in, I go like this, you see? So I'm going to dig deep, and I'm going to close your eyes. It's always better to close your eyes. You know, the best body workers are out of their mind and blind. So, you know, just go like this and drag. And what you're going to do, when you drag with the edge, okay, it's going to open. Here's what happens. It's everywhere in the body. It's every illness from diabetes to cancer to heart disease to arthritis to colitis to sinusitis. Am I done yet? Yes, of course. Okay, so now your tissues used to be like this, where they had blood flow, energy flow between the fibers, lymph flow, and then guess what? Because we listen to all these authorities, right, that are programmed, okay, to enslave us, but they call themselves professionals, okay? What happens is these fibers stick together like glue, crazy glue, because of adrenaline, cortisol, lactic acid, uric acid. Are you with me so far? And then if you keep on with your infection, inflammation, then guess what? It's called dehydration. Dehydration. Because guess what? All of these hormones like adrenaline, cortisol, and histamine and lactic acid, uric acid, they all burn us up like a burger on a barbecue, and you don't turn the burner off. It's just a piece of beef jerky now. So that's what happens. Tissues come together, and then dehydration. Now you've got the knot. I got a knot in my neck. I got a knot in my breast. I got a knot in my prostate. I've got a knot in my arm. It's just scar tissue. It's just, that's all it is. You know, they'll call this in the brain a lesion, and it's the same thing as this, but they call this an adhesion. And then if it's a scar tissue lump, then it's called a fibroid. And then they used to call fibroids that weren't malignant fibroids, and the malignant ones tumors. Now all the doctors are calling them all tumors so they can scare the living shit out of you. Oh, well, we wouldn't want to be wrong, so we'll just call them all tumors. So you see, the whole thing is a manipulation game. And then these so-called intelligent men, women, okay, they just diarrhea, vomit, whatever they're told, because you don't want to be part of any system that's this strong, like the medical system or the dental system, because that is mafia run for mentality. If you don't believe me, go watch Medical Mafia, the masterclass I put together in my library, if you don't believe me. Go read the Rockefeller report in my library if you don't believe me. You know, why would you believe me? But why don't you believe them? Go believe them. So I can go anywhere. Okay, so I've got a headache right here. Watch this. So I'm going to take this bottle. And look at this. I'm going to go in there. And guess what happens when you go in here? Now, don't forget, when you use the skin, put coconut oil on or olive oil. Olive oil has more of a drag to it. Okay? But you can put some type of oil. And when I go in here, you're going to find out where the headache is. You've got this little calcium deposit, or you've got this little scar tissue, and you're going to go in there, and then you're going to figure this out, and you're going to go, oh, I gotcha. Okay, I couldn't get it this way, but I got it this way. Oh, there it is. Listen, I don't know if you can hear this, but I have a little nodule there. Probably can't. But why don't you go in and discover that beautiful God-given body that you have? Why don't you just start working with it? You don't do anything for yourself, hardly. And I'm not talking to everybody on here, just most people. You hardly do anything. Well, what? You brush your teeth, and then you probably don't do that right. And it's not because you're dumb. It's because we're programmed. I'll tell you what I'll do. If I don't have time tomorrow, I'll go and show you how I brush my teeth, okay? How I look after my teeth. And it's going to be different than how you do it, okay? Now, remember something. If you want different, you better be different. And if you don't want to be a statistic, then you better be different, right? You go ahead and follow the crowd. You're heading off to you know where, okay? So I can do this anywhere. I can go here. Look at this. Right in my neck. Oh, I've got a knot here. So I pull down here a little bit, put some oil on, and then I go in here after I have done what? Skin brush lightly, clapped it. Then I go in here with the edge of the bottle, just the edge, close your eyes and work around the knot and pull that sucker apart. It's going to give. And you can do this on any part of your body, okay? Now, let me show you something else. It's getting hot out here. Let me see, what should I show you first? Oh, here. So I've got a sinus headache. Okay? I've got pressure headache behind my eyes. What are you going to do? Well, let me show you. See? Can you see? Look at this. Can you see? See it coming out? That's infinite iodine. So I'm going to tell you the secret that they don't want you to know. If you start nebulizing, okay, infinite iodine, if you're like the first time, just take like 1 part infinite iodine, which is right here. The same bottle I was using to work on myself. You take the infinite iodine, you put it in your nebulizer. Everybody should own a nebulizer. You should have this thing and take it with you when you're traveling. You should have it with, and at home you should buy a home nebulizer that actually you can plug in, a real good one that can take a beating. Okay? But you're going to take 1 part infinite iodine to 3 parts distilled water, or distilled structured is even better. But if you don't have a structure unit, don't worry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to nebulize that, and you are going to breathe in. And if you breathe in like 1 time through your nose, well, that just means that you're full of infection. So go a little slower, and guess what? You'll be able to take like 10, 20 breaths at a time within a week, okay? Within even shorter than that. But, you know, you can believe this or not. I've got people who have stage 4 inflammation. They call it cancer of the lungs. We get them on our nutraceuticals, which I will tell you, they are the best in the world. We do non-surgical on them. We do other things on them. But the big thing is the nebulizing they do at home. We get everybody to nebulize with infinite iodine, and eventually they do it straight. Okay. There is no COPD. There is no asthma. Oh, you think there is, right? Okay. And understand something. Lung cancer is just the almighty symptom because you never looked after yourself in the first place. All right. Remember something. Everything that you feel are messages from your body saying, I love you. Why can't you love me back? Look what I do for you. Look what you get to do. You get to make love. You get to hug people. You get to play sports. You get to have the adventure of a lifetime. You actually exist, but you disrespect your physical body so badly, and you don't even know it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing this when we're at home, and we're going to start doing infinite iodine. What else can you do? Okay, well, you can do, this is called bright eyes. Remember when I told you earlier about blue light poisoning? You'll know when you have blue light poisoning because when you sit in front of a computer or in front of phones or LED lighting in an office and it's really bright and your eyes start to burn, your mouth burns, well, that's because your brain's burning, but you really are having burning of your eyes. You do know that 10,000 teenagers are being diagnosed with cataracts every day now from blue light poisoning because they're addicted to their phones. So you families out there that you've got your phone in front of your baby, okay, or the iPad, just know you're burning their brain out. That's not so cool. Okay, so you can take Bright Eyes Nanofulvic, you can put it into your nebulizer, okay, straight. So you're going to want to alternate. Today I will use Infinite Iodine because it disinfects the virus in 15 seconds. Tomorrow I will use, Bright Eyes. I hope you know that we are the only people in the world that have actually a clear fulvic, because we don't use any chemicals and we have a filtration process that is patented and we use no chemicals. Are you getting this? And you can put this in your eyes. But what else can you do with it? You can put it into the nebulizer and you can nebulize. How much should you do? Well, just take a breath. If you feel like you're going to cough, just relax until it's over and then do it again. And understand what's going to happen if you actually do the Infinite Iodine, you do this. Also, you can also put in there Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet liquid, if you put that in your nebulizer. So I would do one today, this one tomorrow, and this one, because the Infinite Iodine will neutralize a virus in 15 seconds and disinfect. So use that today. Tomorrow I'll use the Bright Eyes Fulvic because it's going to drop what? Nano micronutrients, 70 of them, into my lungs. And it's also got fulvic acid, so it's going to grab anything that's parasitical, whether it's fungus, whether it's heavy metals, okay, or whether it's bad bacteria, and it's going to capture it to bring it out. Now, if you do the nebulizing, like I said, and you go and do this, I don't care how bad your breathing problem is. I do care for you, but I don't care how bad your breathing problem is, okay, or your sinus problem, it's going to clear up. It's going to clear up. The headaches are going to start dropping off too because we get inflamed sinuses, we get inflamed lungs, and when that happens, then we create excess mucus. That gets into the alveoli of the lungs, and that creates a thickening in the sinuses because they're caves. I've never met anyone that had a deviated septum that I couldn't fix in 3 to 5 minutes by doing non-surgical with my elbow. Put that in your pocket, smoke it, or in your pipe, I guess. So anyways, where was I? Okay, so now all of these things that I showed you, like the Bright Eyes, Nanos, the Silver Bullet, and the Infinite Iodine can go in your eyes. And guess what? It can help remove cataracts, stigmatism, floaters, detached retina. I've got a lady right now who has a very bad headache because she actually has cancer right here, growing right on the eye. I have her putting Silver Bullet gel into her eye and then closing both eyes and going to sleep at night. You should see the difference that's making. Okay? All right. So these are the things that we do. Now I'm going to show you something else. Okay? All right. If I've got a headache, I'm going to take peppermint. This is a concentrated peppermint, essential oil. I'm going to take just a couple of drops like this, okay? And what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to rub it on the back of my neck, the peppermint. If it's a really bad headache, you rub it on the back of your neck, or not a bad headache, just do like, let's say 3 drops, because our stuff is a triple concentrate. 3 drops like this, and then rub on the back of your head. And if there's anything going on in your, right here, let's say your temple too, then just put a drop on your finger, go right to the area and put it there as a concentrate. You're gonna love this, okay? Now, how often would you do it? I want you to do that, okay? I want you to do that at least 3 to 6 times a day. And the other thing I want you to do is don't be afraid to take a hot pack, okay? A hot, wet pack and wring it out and put a hot pack here, okay? To try to relax you a little bit because you're stressing out, okay? Now, once I do this with the peppermint and I put it on the back here, what am I going to do with it, guys? I'm going to come up forward and I'm going to inhale 3 times. Oh my gosh. That could get away your headache, just the peppermint. Now, what else are you going to do with the peppermint? You're going to rub 8 to 10 drops on the bottom of your feet, okay? And then you're going to go lay down, and then you're going to do the belly button therapy and connect to your breathing. And don't be surprised if it goes away. Because remember, this releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins than anything else you can do, okay? Now, let me just think if I've done everything. Oh, yeah. And then, by the way, okay, don't be afraid to rub Pain Away essential oil. I hope you guys know this. $95, a 4-ounce bottle. Tell me that this is all pure. These are the best essential oils. I've been making them since I was 31 years old. My actual alchemist that makes my essential oils is 84 years old. He's still alive. How's that one? How's that one for you? Okay, so Pain Away essential oil, you can put it on your neck here, on the back, okay? Now, on the front, I would use, this one here is called Immunity, because understand something. If you've got neck pain, okay, you want to put this on your throat. If you get enough neck pain back here, you're going to constrict and you're going to have throat problems here. So you can put that on. Now with Immunity, I put 2 to 3 drops in my mouth. I'll swish them around and I'll swallow them if I have a sore throat, or even if I don't, and I'll swallow it. Why? Well, it's totally pure, and it'll trickle down. It'll create a little bit of a burning, but it'll disinfect my throat, which will help my neck. I hope you get that. They are attached. Okay, now tomorrow what I'm going to do, I'll answer some questions here, by the way, okay? There's a few, I think, and if there isn't, I'll do that in a second. But tomorrow I'm going to be showing you how to use the chiroplate to open up your occiput, to get rid of headaches, to actually get rid of neck problems that will blow your mind, how to unleash your parasympathetic vagus nerve with this. Here's the 2 items we're going to use tomorrow. You can use a plate, or you can use this magnet, which is, this magnet here is called a pure wave magnet. We call it the pure wave chiro magnet. But if you put this magnet in your fridge, it will keep your fruits and vegetables fresh for an extra 10 days, okay, minimum. If you put this under your pillow and you've got tinnitus, this really works well with getting rid of the tinnitus. If you actually put your plate of food on here for 3 to 5 minutes, it'll get rid of 98% of all contaminants. You heard what I said. I'll show you the studies. I'll be back on here with Brent, and he's got all the studies. If you go to my library and go into the B guide, all the studies are in there. All the videos are in there. Now, what this first did was this, is he invented this, and he actually put this in beehives, okay? And the profits that we make, we put these in beehives free all over the world. Right now, we're more just around Canada and some beehives in the States, but our goal is the world. Understand, when you put this in a beehive, guess what? I know bees live a short time, but at the end of every season, they're not half the colony dead or the colony's dead. They have doubled their size, and then we have to split them into 2 beehives. Okay, and this is with even hives that are right by 5G towers. Do you understand? Everything is frequency, everything is magnetism. But I'm going to show you how to use this and actually to work it on the back of your neck when you're in bed or laying on the floor, and the plate tomorrow. And I'm going to show you how to open up your occiput. Will take away a headache almost all the time, but you keep these beside your bed. Well, or this, depending on what you want. And you keep it beside your bed. I did the plate last night after I did clapping, and I did that for about 40 minutes. And now this morning I woke up and I felt something here because of the clapping I did. I stirred something up. So I went in here and I did the plate this morning and got rid of it. Seriously? Okay, we are going to make you a triple threat. Big Pharma, okay, goodbye forever. Okay, all right? Go where the light doesn't shine, okay? And just understand something. Everybody, when you go, whether they're street drugs or prescriptions, you ever notice people are always trying to get off of them once they're hooked on them, because they didn't realize they didn't do unconditional love. You didn't love and care for yourself. That's what you were taught not to. You were taught to disrespect and dishonor yourself. So me, I would be what you would call a self-centered prick, I guess, to the majority of the population that doesn't even know that they should love and care for themselves. Wouldn't that be the first thing? You can't give what you're not. So if you can't totally unconditionally love and care for yourself, then you can't do it for your family, which means you judge them just as much as you judge yourself. And that's what they've taught us to do. And that's why we're at war with each other all over the bloody world. That's why we're at war with each other in the neighborhood. That's why we're at war with each other in the house. That's why we're at war with each other in the bed. That's why we're at war with each other in our head. So you can take that to the bank, and I'm at war with no one. Absolutely no one. I'm not going to judge anyone. There's people that have bad beliefs, so I'm not going to focus on them. And it's not my job to try to change someone's personality. Look how hard it was for you to try to change the personality of the people you love. It gave you a headache, didn't it? Well, now I've got a routine that can get rid of that headache. How's that? So there you go. Now, let me see here. I'll be live at 1 o'clock. Oh, 5 minutes. Holy crap. Got to get off. Got to go get hydrated, and then I'll be back on. And then tomorrow I'll be on with Jay Lee, and we'll be talking about bone upper breakdown. We're going to be talking about calcium ion therapy and how everybody can have the best bone structure as that you had when you were in your 20s, when you're 90 years old. And it's all BS, dysfunctional belief systems that everybody believes. And remember something, everybody. You only have osteoporosis because you had to pull the calcium out of your bones to go to certain areas that were going to become inflamed to the point that they were going to become cancerous. When calcium's being called to the body to rescue, it's because you could have mutation and grow cancer cells. You heard what I said. And the reality is this. If you've got gallstones, kidney stones, or calcium deposits in your breast, that's a precancer situation. I'm not trying to scare you. You could change today. You know what? If you changed your personality today, if you didn't become a statistic and you did the exact opposite of everybody else, okay, and you actually loved and cared for this body of yours, you can take a life-threatening disease and you've only been given a short time to live, and you can give yourself whatever you want. Do not allow anybody to give you a death sentence, okay? Why don't you become the master of your mind and your body? Create the perfect day from the moment you rise until you close your eyes. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I close my eyes, I will trust, love, honor, respect, and protect myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Because I am healed, and I am Braveheart. And understand, you can think about that oath any way you want, but it has saved my bacon for 25 years. I wrote this 25 years ago, and I'm going to tell you something. Love Band 321, I got this. This is a new sheriff in town, that I will love and care for myself no matter what anybody else thinks. Okay? I will connect to my lion heart breathing, because guess what? It's all about breathing deep and taking it in and then letting it go. Okay? I will walk around with a smile on my face no matter what your trauma, okay, pandemic is, because I'm not buying into that BS belief system. I'm buying into my own. And just know that I love you anyway. God bless.